What's happening, y'all? Welcome back. This is episode 5 of Creatia Comics, formerly known as Super Flashy Arrow of Tomorrow, the number one superhero podcast on Pornhub. I am your host, Lord Cussalott Travis Pointer, aka the Dragon King, aka Big T, aka T Money, aka Sweet T, aka Black Merlin, aka the HNIC. And I'm joined, as always, by my co-host, Mara the Shark Watkins.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
How are you doing, Mara?
I'm cooling. How's your day going?
It's been interesting. Doing some other stuff because, a lot of my freelance work I've been working on, and a lot of that also involves me doing some stuff with my photography and stock photos and all that kind of stuff. And that whole process is just annoying to
Long.
say the least. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
But, working through it because, money.
sounds productive.
Yeah. However, we are not here to talk about that because this is Creatia Comics, the number one comic book TV show on Pornhub. Don't forget, if you're not watching us live, you can find us later on YouTube at youtube.com/Creatia World. Also, if you want to watch us live, you can watch us live. We ask you to do that over on Twitch at twitch.tv/Creatia World. Also, if you want to listen to us, you can listen to us on podcast services everywhere. Easy to find. Like I said, right there, twitch.tv/Creatia World if you want to watch us live. If you're watching us live, we appreciate it if you subscribe to us, especially if you got Amazon Prime, because then you got Prime Gaming and you can, get a free subscription every month through Prime and Prime Gaming. So just give us that free one right there. It won't cost you a dime. It's Amazon's money. Spend it for them, Cool. You can also get the extra stuff we do on Patreon at patreon.com/Creatia World. That's where all the extra goodies come in. Shows like our companion show for this show, Multiverse, where we discuss different animated properties in the comic book world. We just did Justice League Dark, which was a hoot. Also, myself and Matt, if you're a wrestling fan, go back in time to 1997 right now and watch some old WCW stuff, which is fun for me. He hates it, but that brings me joy. But yeah, enough about that stuff. Let's talk about this stuff. So this week there were episodes of Stargirl and the finale for She-Hulk.
Yes.
So where would you like to begin, Mara?
Let's start with Stargirl.
Okay. So this episode of Stargirl was called what?
Frenemies, Chapter 6, The Betrayal.
The betrayal. Who was betrayed? Let's talk about it.
Let's get into it.
This episode kicks off with Cindy back in the, in the lair where all the evil folks was at. Why am I blanking on their name? Whatever.
I don't know.
Yeah, whatever. But anyway, she's up in there. She got the reptile eyes now and everything. She's becoming more and more like Dragon King. Then we got Rick in the gym, like he's putting more and more weight on the bar while also watching.
He's testing the time.
Yeah. So he took the inhibitor off, and he just kept pushing for an hour, and yeah, that was it. I feel like something's bad.
I was gonna say, I feel like that's gonna bite him in the ass at some point.
Because he's gonna push it too far, and you're gonna realize there's a reason for that inhibitor, and bad things are gonna happen.
Yep.
So anyway, we do find out at this point somebody is watching him as well, like the same person that's just been watching everything, and this person is putting together a jigsaw puzzle. And I'm just like, oh, I like puzzles too. I feel you. Let's see. Also,
They
apparently
made
some. Go ahead.
I was gonna say they do a good job of alluding to like this could be the Dragon King still, and like with the
Never
heavy
showing his arm or
breathing,
anything. Yeah.
yeah, the gloves and all that. Like it's like okay, now the more you keep making it feel like this, now the less I really think it's him.
Right. Right. It's just like who is this really watching? Especially with considering that picture at the end that was being put together by the jigsaw puzzle. Like that don't seem like Dragon King shit to me. But
Right, he doesn't strike me as someone who just kind of bides his time with
right.
like a
Right.
500-piece puzzle.
Exactly. Oh, looking at the comments here. Yes, 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 Matt. I actually did. You actually did watch She-Hulk before we recorded. I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you. We'll get to that in just a minute after we get through Stargirl here, though.
Jumping ahead,
But
man.
yeah, man, we got to finish talking about Stargirl. Oh, Justin from Get Show is here too. How you doing? How you doing? Good to see you. Oh, we discussed that last week, actually. Yeah, Daredevil costume. Not a fan. Not a fan. Didn't like it. Anyway, back to Stargirl
It
because
doesn't
we
hit
got
the
it.
same way that the Netflix Marvel one did.
Right, right, right. This one it looked very cartoony's not the word because I like cartoony.
Silly.
I like silly too. I don't know what it was. It just didn't hit right for me. I don't know. Wasn't a fan.
It doesn't
Wasn't a fan.
instill fear in me.
Yeah.
It makes me feel like someone's doing a cosplay.
Right, right, right. So anyway, back to Stargirl. So it's breakfast time. Um, I wouldn't call it boring. It'd be, eh. But apparently, it's more than time breakfast. Sylvester's been like throwing away all the good food, basically. Like all that's left in there is healthy shit, and Mike's not happy.
No,
Um,
it's not the Crocs who were doing that.
was it the Crocs? I thought it was Sylvester.
It was the Crocs, or
Oh,
maybe
right. Because
yes.
they don't be locking the door, so they just walk in and do that shit. You're right. You're
Yeah,
right.
I don't understand how they're not like.
You see how I just tune out when this show is on because you
I
know,
missed the first season.
yeah, 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 yeah. It was good first season, and then second season was pretty good, and it fell off. And then yeah.
Yeah,
Anyway,
it got bad.
um, yeah. There's only healthy stuff left in the house. Mike's not happy. He's like, yo, telling Pat, like, listen, this is your house. Put your foot down. Like, do some shit. Stop this from happening.
Hello,
Yeah, yeah. So like,
and successfully brought back on track.
yeah, yeah. So then we see Pat and Barb. Eventually, they find out that Courtney's, been seeing Cameron. They knew she was seeing somebody. They didn't know who it was though.
And they worried because his grandparents just give off evil old people vibes.
They do. They do. They give off super evil old white folks, and we don't need too much of that going on, especially because they have like powers.
Yes.
But yeah, Courtney and Cameron are off in some garden and practicing helping him control his powers and everything. And he makes an ice sculpture of his father.
Yep.
And I'm
And
just like, this isn't ominous at all. Okay.
I was laughing because her face, like she tried so hard to swallow her feelings while
Mm-hmm.
when he pointed out who he made.
Yeah,
I was
exactly.
like,
Yeah, her face almost said this bitch, like, but didn't.
like, ugh, that's who you gonna go with? Ugh.
And we got Mike and Jakeem there who call themselves the Young All Stars now because Mike thinks that's cool.
You say so.
Yeah, they go to Cindy's house to try again with getting her to hop on board with them, and of course, it's still a no. Um, Yolanda and the crew they show Sylvester that they do have the laptop, and Cindy was the one who stole it.
Mhm.
So He's like, all right, well, this is what we're going to do. Beth, you're going to hack that shit and get everything off of it. Yolanda, after that, you're going to put it back before she knows you took it. And in my head, I'm like, you think she doesn't look at that shit every day? Like, how would she, like,
Yeah, I'm just like how like it's gone already. She probably already noticed that it's missing.
exactly. And the fact that they thought that she wouldn't is very dumb of them. Yeah, yeah. It's dumb.
Very
They were being dumb.
prematurely thought about.
Yeah, yeah. So after this, Pat and Barbara, they go to see the old icicles.
Not the
And
old icicles.
what else I'm gonna call them? I don't know their
I
names.
don't
Do you
know.
know their
It's just
names?
funny. The McKents. They are still the McKents.
I never knew their last name.
Yeah. Jordan McKent.
That sounds familiar. Hmm. But yeah, they're in there yucking it up, and all that, eating some fish that I've never had before, but apparently Pat said it's delicious. I don't know if he was being polite, but he said it's in the top five
So,
fish. But I think that's because he's only had five fish before. So
yep.
I don't know. Courtney and Cameron come in, back to Cameron's house, and they see them all talking, and Courtney's all embarrassed and shit. She's like, "Oh my god, why are you here?" Blah blah blah. And it's like, "Why are you dating Icicle's kid and don't tell nobody?" Like,
You know what I'm saying? It's just like you going off on the side again and doing your own thing, and you're doing it all the wrong way.
yeah, yeah. Um. So
What was it?
then,
The grandmother been trying to murk them the whole time they were there,
yeah,
though.
yeah. Like, and grandfather's the whole time was like, as long as they're happy, we're happy, right? Like, chill out. Like, I don't know if that was a not now or a just chill out period kind of thing. Because looking back, it does seem like she was the more angry of the two most of the time.
Oh yeah, she's the aggressor. Like I almost halfway believe that it might just be her who had the powers, and Grandpa's like, I'm just here for the ride.
That would make sense.
So he's just when she was like, "Did you poison the food?" He was like, "Of course I didn't. What in the fuck?"
Like, no.
Like he looked almost flabbergasted that she asked him that.
Yeah, yeah.
And that made me think that I was like, well, maybe he's not bad, and maybe he's the one who's been keeping who's been keeping her tame.
Could be, could be. It does seem like I said, he's the more level headed of the two. So I don't know.
Because like I mean, Courtney made a point. She was like, well, if they were bad, wouldn't they have done something by now? And I was like, I
She
think,
would have.
right. I was like, I feel like if Grandpa was not around, Nana would have snuffed you out the first second she got.
Yeah. Probably wouldn't have even been subtle. She probably would have just tried to ice you like as soon as you walked in or some shit. And yeah.
She would have froze their whole house with all of them in it to death.
Yeah. Yeah. So after this, we're back with
Not
Mike
that
and
I
Jakeem.
condone that.
Oh no, no, it's just what she would have done. But yeah, Mike and Jakeem are in the diner. I don't know why they keep having scenes in this diner. I guess that's because it's the only place to go to in town besides school.
Yeah.
But
Budget.
they're talking to the mechanic dude whose name I don't remember
Zeke.
because yeah, him. And he is basically completely
Useless.
unhelpful. Yeah, just he isn't helpful at all. He drops this one line that he's like, you can't unstrip a screw and you can't give up on love. And I'm just like, that's not what they were coming to you about, but okay. You're just no help at all.
Gave
Were you
some
about to say
strange
something?
story about teaching a duchess the funky chicken. I couldn't.
Yeah, like she taught him how to waltz and he taught her the funky chicken. Yeah. Um, so yeah, family leaves out the icicle house, and they're still being watched by the same dude while he's putting together a jigsaw puzzle.
This jigsaw puzzle is taking him a very long time to do.
I mean, if you're doing a jigsaw puzzle by yourself, it takes a while.
Mm, I guess.
Especially as one of them we got a whole lot of pieces on and they small pieces. Like, it take a while. Especially if like the way he's doing it, he didn't even do the edges first.
Yeah, that's psychotic behavior, by the way.
like you're doing the puzzle wrong. That's why it's taking you so long. You should have supposed to do the edges first and work your way in. Um,
That's up to debate, to be
it's
honest.
it's
The jury is kind of still out on that one.
like seems like she's trying to turn it around right now, but like
Her methods are still kind of villainous.
right. And then she's also got that thing where it's like Godfather 3, like once I think I'm out, they pull me back in kind of thing because like she trying to do good, but they keep treating her like she evil, so they forcing her to do evil shit. So it's just kind of like, there's it's a fine line with that right now.
Mm-hmm. I'm dead. Um,
There's a lot of Yolanda in the Wildcat suit, so you've been getting a lot of that this season. But
Beth's parents figured out that they were blocked by Beth.
on the goggles, yeah, yeah. So like, did you block us? Yeah, they're not liking that
And
at all. She's like, look, don't make me do more. All right, I need y'all to chill.
right. She reiterated, it's like, this is dangerous. Please let me do what I gotta do.
Yeah. So after all that happens, Wildcat hops through her windows, like, yo, I'm here for the laptop. Let me go ahead and bring it back. Again, I'm like, why do they think after all this time Cindy hasn't noticed that it was gone? Whatever. Um, and Courtney
Whatever.
gets flowers from Cameron.
Cute.
Just like, okay. So, like, I don't know. There's so
I guess
much
they
happening in
wanted
this
us to
show.
see they
I'm sorry,
wanted
go
us
ahead.
to see that despite everything, Cameron, still genuinely likes Courtney and appreciates her help.
I
Meanwhile,
guess,
she's starting this relationship on lies,
yeah.
which we
I
all
don't
know is
know.
going to bite her in the tuchus at some point.
Yeah. There's just so much that happens in this show that I'm just like, why do I care?
This is avoidable.
Yeah, yeah. So time for the laptop return. Of course, Cindy catches her and she's like, "Oh yeah, I noticed it was
Because
gone. I knew you." So like,
there was no way you were going to sneak in and out of there twice.
exactly. And now they fight because of course they do. Um, that happens.
I
Beth
be,
sees the fight on the camera feed.
I
What
mean,
what happened?
I be feeling for Yolanda because it's just like, I get you want to be redeemed from other stuff that's happened to you, but you make it so hard because you're so aggressive with everything. And so I was just like, you're gonna start this whole fight, and
Exactly.
I'm
Cindy
just
took that personally.
she did. And
By
it's
the way,
just
those
like,
of you who are just subscribed to us on Twitch, you can use our custom emotes. One of them being Matt doing the Jordan, and I took that personally.
so it's just like, it's hard trying to defend Yolanda because she be out here just being loud and halfway wrong.
Oh, ain't no halfway. Like she loud and all the way wrong here. Like she's still just like she killed the gambler. I mean, we're both in agreement that she did not kill the gambler. Like it's
Yes.
just you know.
She was
So
there and she
yeah,
took the computer and she's like, yeah, I took the computer.
yeah. Sylvester's the only one that's just kind of like it's possible that she did it. Like it's no, there's evidence pointing to the fact that she did it, but we don't know she did it. Courtney, on the other hand, just adamant, like just insisting that it's not possible that she did it. So it's just like,
She's like, that's
why is Sylvester the
insane.
voice of reason right now?
Like what Courtney be talking about it, like she be like Viserys talking about Rhaenyra's children not being of her husband's. And he's like, that's insane.
What do you mean? Her
Could never.
children are 100% true-born children. They are not the children of that strong dude at all. What are you talking about?
What? So every time someone talk bad about Cindy, Courtney be like, what? She has all these traumas. What are you talking about? She's
Yeah.
working through them.
So yeah, Beth sees the fight on the camera feed because she realized that the camera feed is happening.
Yeah,
Um,
she like, I didn't catch what was on the screen for her to be like, to her finding the streams, but she got into something.
yeah, it was some kind of like incoming something or like strange. I forgot what it said, but it was something to alert her to look at this, and she looked at that and saw that it was a feed.
That feels like a setup.
Yeah,
It feels like he wanted her to see that.
maybe. Uh, so
For
then
sure.
our man arrives to join in the fight,
Out of the
and
blue, out of nowhere.
yeah, I
I
don't know
didn't
how he knew. Like
when the
it's
bus came in, when the bus came flying in, I knew it was him, but I was just like, where the fuck did you come from?
yeah, yeah. Well, how did you know this was happening? Why did you show up here? And the
He
reason
was
is
like,
because
I
they needed
heard
him to be
blast.
there when yeah, they needed him to be there when they saw the scale, so they could both get mad at Courtney. And yeah,
Yeah,
anyway,
because essentially they expose her arm and they see that the scale was Cindy's, not the Dragon King. And
mhm.
then Cindy explains that like when they came out of the shadow realm, this shit started happening. She don't know if it's related or not. And she's just trying to find a cure.
Yeah, but before they really get into the fight, though, that's when Courtney comes in. Stargirl break up the fight like, "Whoa, y'all stop this!"
I wish they stopped these slow motion entries though, because that shit was trippy as fuck. And not in a fun way.
Was it actually trippy, or were you just high when you watched it?
Neither. It was
Uh,
more or less like I thought for a moment my internet was starting to lag on my television and I was just like, what the fuck? And I was like, oh, this is a slow-mo. It's just it's just weirdly done in my opinion.
okay. So yeah, she breaks up the fight, and Courtney's like, "Yo, I got questions. What the fuck is happening here?" And they go on like, "Yo, look at her arm and all that kind of shit." And Courtney's like, "Wait, what the fuck?" And Cindy explains, like you just said, it started after they came out the shadow realm. She don't know if it was gonna start anyway or if that triggered it. She's trying to figure out what's happening, so that's why she took the laptop and blah blah blah. But
She
then
been trying, yeah.
Cindy do some fucked up shit when she's like, "Yeah, well, Courtney's been, fucking with Cameron. And like they know that already. Like, oh, well, do they know that he has the powers and you've been helping him get better at them? And she's like, oh.
Right. She was like, Courtney, not you telling me to be honest when you out
Yeah,
here not when you out here telling half truths yourself.
yeah, yeah. So, and then she tells him like, when he finds out who you are and all that kind of stuff and why you're trying to help him, he's gonna
He gonna
come
come
for
for
you, and I hope
all
he
of
gets
you.
you all because she's still Cindy. So
Cause she angry. She's like, I was just trying to help for something that didn't involve y'all. And you want to be like, oh, you murdered him.
yeah. So we go back to the little garage place, their headquarters, and the rest of the team was just going in on Courtney for not telling them about Cameron, and rightfully so, honestly. Even Beth is just like, "Yo, I've been trying to have your back, and you just you what the fuck?"
And Jordan McCann has killed actual children. So
Yeah,
he,
yeah.
like,
And she
with his
dropped
eyesight.
Courtney. Yeah, and Courtney drops the line after, like, maybe Sylvester should be leading the JSA, and they were like, he already has been. So yeah, and
Like,
she
we
gets
don't
all
need you.
sad and all that kind of shit. But yeah, back in her room though, Sylvester arrives and gives her a little pep talk. And drops some pretty valid points to her, like, "Yo, I understand. You're just like me." And he's just like, you had it in your head that you were gonna do all this and have it all set and figured out, and then you present it to them all figured out already in a nice little bow, and everything's gonna work out just fine.
Hmm.
And I've never related to something more in my life, like, because I do that shit all the time. When I just like, there's something that like, okay, we can do this. I can figure all this out. It seems like it might be a problem, but if I figure it out first before it becomes a problem, then present it to them after I've already solved it, we're good.
Right?
Problem is, it never works out that way because people
Nope.
find things out. So
Yep.
it's just like, then you end up in all kind of bads, and it's just like,
Uh-huh.
shouldn't have even tried that. I shouldn't have
Nope.
even tried it.
Never.
It's one of those things where just like, is it going to happen again? Probably. Do I
Hmm.
hope it won't happen again and I won't keep doing that? Yeah, but I know me, and it's just like there's a chance I'm going to do that again. Hopefully, it won't be anything big, you know. But anyway,
Yeah.
Pat hears that whole conversation. We're not talking about me here. Um, and Beth is watching all that on the feeds. Um, Pat and Courtney have a little talk in the in the kitchen about everything, but he don't get real deep into it. He's like, nah, Sylvester already told you everything I would say, so it's cool. Then Beth arrives looking all weird and nervous, and she's like, I'm not nervous, blah, blah, blah. And she pulls up the laptop and, like, yeah, this is happening right now. Be cool, be
And
cool, be cool. Don't look at
right.
the camera. And of course, look at the camera. And yeah. And that jigsaw puzzle, we finally see it as some kind of skull,
Mm-hmm.
like a
I
dark
figured it
skull.
was some. I figured it was something scary or creepy. It looked like the
Yeah, when he
void
first did
for a
it, yeah,
while.
when I exactly, I was like, is it some kind of black hole or something? Or yeah,
Is this
but
the
yeah,
Shadowlands or something?
yeah, that's what I was thinking, but apparently not. Um, but yeah, so they know they're being watched now. That was Stargirl. Anything else you want to talk about with
That was
Stargirl?
Stargirl. No, I missed the
Okay,
first season.
good, good. We can move on. She-Hulk finale. Let's go there. Yeah, yeah, that happened too. Yeah.
She had to turn on a garbage disposal and act like no one would notice when you talk when you walking away from the sink, talking away from the sink.
Yeah, yeah. It was the whole thing was just dumb. This whole show it does a lot of shit that makes absolutely no sense. And not even the fun kind of makes no sense that TV does all the time. It was just like ugh.
Like, why do
I
you
don't
think
know
that that would actually fool someone? Because it's
yeah,
supposed
and
to
it's
be
one of those
serious.
things. Yeah, if y'all know me by now, y'all know I enjoy bad TV. Like comically bad TV is fun for me. But this wasn't even the fun kind of bad. So it was just like, ugh, what the hell? So let's talk She-Hulk.
She-Hulk,
This
attorney at
was the
law.
finale, the season finale, but it was called what?
Whose show is this?
Yeah, yeah, I do too. It's fantastic.
Yes, I enjoy this. It's funny because I keep feeling like I've been hearing people who are like, I don't really like it because that nothing really happens. I'm just like, bro, if you don't appreciate this show for what it is, just say you don't get it and get out.
Basically, it's just like, yeah, man, this is an MCU sitcom. Like this is what it is. If you never like watch sitcoms and you don't like sitcoms, you probably won't like this show because that's what this is.
Because some like I had to explain to someone, I was just like, I feel like if you've ever watched Harvey Birdman, Attorney at Law, you would appreciate She-Hulk, Attorney at Law. It's essentially the same thing. You're following Harvey Birdman in like weird random cases with cartoon characters that we
Mhm.
all know and loved, and also seeing some of his personal shit get crazy.
They
And that
did.
show was brilliant. Like there, because someone I overheard was like, it has no real point. Like, what is it giving to the universe? And I was like, that it's here.
Yeah, it's giving an MCU sitcom to the universe.
Yeah.
Like that is exactly what it's doing. Everything doesn't have to be like this big groundbreaking thing. Like it's this is
Yes.
just something that exists in the world and it's good old fun. Just
I will say, I thought they were doing a tie-in into the upcoming Black Panther movie, but either way. But still, I don't need it to actually lead into one of the other things for it to be good. I think
right.
it was a great it's a filler show for sure, for sure. I love it for it though.
Mm-hmm. It's good filler. Filler isn't always bad.
Yes, that is true.
But yeah. So this episode starts off though with them doing the show intro from the original Incredible Hulk TV show, which was just like this was so fun. Like, but they did it
Okay,
with her.
I didn't know I didn't get that. So I didn't know what I was looking at. And I was just like, "Oh, this is like a cool old school introduction into the
Yeah.
She-Hulk, and this is a dream."
Yes. Yes, Matt. Yes.
Oh.
Just we're gonna keep going. Um. So yeah, she's in jail. Jen, legal team comes in to see her, and they're just like, "Yo, like this is bad." She's like, "I just got angry. Everybody's allowed to get angry, but yeah, you're a She-Hulk, and
You're not anyone. You're
everybody's
not
yeah,
just anybody.
you're what the way people see it is you're raging, dangerous Hulk." Um, she's asking if anybody was able to find Bruce. Nobody's been able to find Bruce.
Of
Uh,
course.
they've left a whole lot of messages because Bruce is useless. Um, they're like, "All right, we got a plea deal for you. All you got to do is agree to put this anklet on and stop being She-Hulk forever." I go, okay.
That's easy. Say less.
Yeah, that was fantastic. That was fantastic. Oh man. So anyway, plea deal, put the anklet thing on. Don't be She-Hulk no more. She also lost her job.
Yeah, she moves
Um,
back in with her parents.
yeah, she had to move out of her apartment because she don't have a job, so she can't pay rent no more.
Yep.
So yeah,
And then we find that she's working with Nikki because Nikki's still working at the law firm um, to find the people of intelligentsia so that Jen can sue them
right.
the
Trying to figure
legal
out
and
who it
right way.
was so I can sue these motherfuckers. So she's just like, you know what? This is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go up to Blonsky's compound and just chill for a while, cause
Mental health break.
yeah, yeah.
Love that.
Oh, we forgot. Nikki was at that when she was at the house. Saw this video that her mother had of Jen dancing in college. I mean, being very silly, like college people do. And she was like, "Yeah, send that to me." And you're like, "I already did it."
She was
But
like, "Give
anyway,
me that."
yeah. So um, she used that video to post on Intelligentsia to get their attention so
To,
she can get
to
invited to their
bait
shit.
them.
Yeah. And she sends Pug into their meeting because she's like, I need one of them to act like one of the bros and go in there and get info.
Well, it seemed like
And
it was
it
only guys
turns,
only too.
yeah, and it turned out that Todd, the asshole who bought all that Wakanda stuff and who was also on that first date and called her a specimen and shit, um,
The weird dude
created Intelligentsia.
and his Hulk King.
Yeah. She did. That is what that really did look like. The Cameron Diaz and Charlie's Angels dance movie. Yeah, yeah. That was definitely it. Those of you who are only listening, by the way, we are showing the comments for those who are watching live. So that's probably why you see us randomly commenting on stuff that you don't hear us say. Yeah, that's that. Um, so yeah, turns out he created Intelligentsia. Um, they've got a guest speaker, and it's fucking Blonsky as Abomination. And I'm just like, okay. And Jen is told that Blonsky is down in the cabin, and as she's on her way down, I'm like, oh, so they're having this at Blonsky's compound. Like,
The
okay,
audacity.
yeah, yeah. And turns out Todd wanted her blood so he can have Hulk powers, and it turns to this big old mess. And Jen is just like, you know what? No, we are not doing this
This is
because
not.
because
This is
anybody
not it.
watching was probably thinking the same thing. Like, really, y'all just gonna end up doing the same old shit that y'all always do? Really, really? No, no, we are not. And she like breaks into the Disney Plus app. She's just like, no, we're gonna kick out
I
this way. We're gonna go in this way over here on the
I was
Avengers
watching
Assemble.
I thought she went in through Black Panther. I was just like,
No, she
what
went
is
into
happening?
Avengers. No, she said Avengers Assemble. That's where she went in.
Gotcha. Okay. I was watching with Luna, and so the the moment that it went to the Disney Plus
You
screen,
thought she did
she
something?
no, she looked at me like, "What did you do?" And I was just, but I was like looking at the screen like, "What happened?" Because I knew where the remote was, and I was just like, "What just happened?" And then I heard her talking, and I was like, "Oh, we're
Mhm.
doing a supreme fourth wall
Oh
break."
yeah, all the way through the fourth wall into the app that you're watching is on. Um, so she goes into the writers' room for her show, and they're pitching some really stupid ideas, and she's like, "Yeah, we're not doing any of that." And they're just like, "You got to talk to Kevin if you want things changed." And they're like, "If you were watching with subtitles on, you know that it was all Kevin the whole time, like separate like a
An acronym.
Yes, that's the word. I knew it was an A word. I was like, anagram? No, it's not anagram.
I love
but
Luna for that too.
yeah. But I'll watch everything with subtitles on now just because like I miss names and shit, and I like that helps with that. And also like, when people say things in different accents, sometimes I don't understand what they're saying. And all kinds of reasons for me to watch things with subtitles on. It's just helpful. And exercising my brain because now I'm reading all the time.
Hmm.
But anyway, she has to go see Kevin. And before she sees Kevin, there's an NDA that has to be signed. But as soon as that happens, she gets attacked, of course. And so
She
she
has to
whoops
kick
their
ass.
ass. Yeah. And goes in finally to see Kevin. And we realize that Kevin, Kevin, stands for Knowledge Enhanced Visual Interconnectivity Nexus. Basically, the
Fight
greatest
me.
algorithm of all time who plans out all this shit because honestly, in order to put all this together, it requires a machine. There's no way a human being is able to do this. But um, so she's like, you know what? Let me give you, as an attorney, my closing argument for my story. And end up fixing the ending. Like, you know what? The Hulk blood thing. Let's throw that out. And he's like, okay, that's gone. Um, this abomination thing, just make him realize he fucked up. All right. And I'd like to see Matt Murdock again, because I got needs.
They even acknowledge that like they really do oversight that sometimes, quite often.
Yeah, yeah. So all that's happening. The ending's fixed. Abomination, or Blonsky, is going
Goes
back
back.
to jail.
Yep.
Yeah. Um, they wrapped all that up in a nice little bow because I still don't understand like why it was okay for her to be She-Hulk though. They hadn't really like got rid of that, figured that out yet, or
I guess
officially
because
because
they
she's
already
still
dropped the
officially like.
charges
But why did they drop the charges?
because she agreed to the bracelet. But I don't know what happens now that she's violated
That's
the
what I'm.
bracelet.
That's
So
what I'm saying. It's just like we not addressing that. We just fixed it all because you told Kevin to change it. Is that what we're going with? If that's what we're going with, I'll
perhaps
go with that. But like, I just got questions because yeah, we know who
that's
did
just
the leak and
yeah,
all that, but that doesn't solve the problem of you raging out and hulking out and then putting the thing on you because they're afraid of you. So
right. No, I understand what you're saying. I have no answer for it.
yeah,
I feel like they
okay,
would just expect that you would assume that that was part of what she had negotiated with Kevin, Kevin.
yeah. All right. So after all that's done, we get a family dinner, Fast and the Furious style, and they're all sitting around and
Pressing
they're
Matt
talking,
about
yeah,
babies.
about his job and all that kind of stuff, and yeah, about babies. And Bruce arrives, and apparently he has a son.
Yeah, named
And
after
I'm
the
just like,
place he was at.
yeah, yeah. So I'm just like, okay, cool. And that was She-Hulk until the post-credit scene, basically. Um, and the
Yeah,
post-credit scene was Wong showing up and telling Blonsky, "All right, let's go." Like,
I got another show.
yeah, yeah. And that was it.
That was She-Hulk.
See, that's the thing. We don't know he's illegitimate. Hulk might have married his mama. We don't know.
Luna did ask. She was like, "Is Hulk in love?" And I was like, I don't know. This was news to me too.
Yeah, yeah. So, but yeah, that was She-Hulk. That was the finale.
She was like, "I can't wait." She's like, "Is there more?" And I was just like, "No, not right now."
Her aunt was trying to fuck Matt. Yeah. And then her uncle pulled her away and gave Matt this look like, you motherfucker. Even though Matt didn't do shit. Like, he didn't do nothing
Right.
but exist. But yeah, that was She Hulk. So tell me, Mara, who's winning this week?
Jen?
I'm with you on that. She got the ending
Yeah.
of her show changed. Like,
Yeah. She negotiated her ending.
yeah, yeah. They kind of did Planet Hulk already with Thor. Um, what was the one before Love and Thunder? Um, the fuck was the third Hulk movie called?
You mean third Thor?
Third Thor movie, yeah. The fuck was it called? Why am I forgetting this? But anyway, that was the
Ragnarok.
Planet Hulk. Yeah, Ragnarok. That was the Planet Hulk story. Like they, well, at least the the foundation of it, they did it already.
Mm. I promise the uncle look like I am a serial killer on a different show. You just don't know.
Yeah, yeah. But all right. So yeah, we agree. Jen's winning. Who's losing?
Todd?
I was gonna go with Courtney.
Courtney too. Mm,
Yeah, you say Todd. I say
yeah.
Courtney. Yeah, both valid.
I mean, he's going to jail, so
Yeah, yeah. Well, Courtney essentially got kicked out of the JSA. So
there is that. She was the one who brought it back together.
yeah, yeah. Probably that.
So,
Bring back that same meme from Waiting to Exhale when he's looking up, you raggedy bitch. They kick him out. The whole cast of Stargirl. Is that what you're talking about? The other show? Yeah, yeah,
yeah, I mean, aren't they all kind of losing? Like they're all being surveilled. They don't know who the bad guy is. Like,
yeah, yeah. That could be it. But like I said, of them, I think Courtney's got it the worst right now. Like, poor small town blonde white girl. Mm-hmm. Woe is you.
oh man.
I just have to settle for being a normal blonde white girl in suburbia.
Dating my villain kind of esque boyfriend.
Yeah, yeah.
Or a villain potential boyfriend.
But yeah, yeah. But I think that'll be it for this week's episode of Creatia Comics. Yeah. So don't forget, you can follow us on both Twitter and Instagram at It's Creatia World. That is at ITSCREATIA World. As always, I'm not telling you how to spell world. If you don't know how to spell world, get a goddamn dictionary. You can also find us on Facebook at facebook.com/Creatia World. We also have a Facebook group for this particular podcast. Mara, what is that Facebook group?
Facebook.com/groups/Creatia Comics.
Yes, yes. And also, if you're a wrestling fan, do not forget to check out Smacking It Raw every week, featuring the Warden Matt Ritter and Vince Daddy Delgado. There's a particular Facebook group for that podcast as well. It's facebook.com/group/Smacking It Raw. Believe that's it.
them dragons.
Oh, right. We got hashtag them dragons every. We got 2 episodes left. There's a Facebook group for that show as well. We're live after every show. So it comes on Sunday. We are live Sunday night afterwards, talking House of the Dragon. There's a Facebook group for that particular podcast, though. Mara, what's that Facebook group?
Facebook.com/group/them dragons.
Yeah. I think that's it. So for now, we'll catch you next week. Until then, we out.
Bye.